Standard 7 English medium. We are going to continue chapter 1 integers. In last video you learned how to multiply two integers. You learn how to multiply when there is a one negative and one positive integer, and also you learn how to multiply when both the integers are negative. Now today we are going to learn about multiplication of integers when there are three or more negative integers. Means in the product there are at least three negative integers or more than three negative integers. Then how do we multiply them? How do you get the product? Multiplication is same. There is nothing change in the multiplication. Only effect will be on the sign, positive or negative. So here the best thing to remember is that I will show you. Suppose we have numbers like -3 multiplied by 5 multiplied by -7 multiplied by -2 multiplied by 3. So here first of all check how many negative integers are. You can see that there are three negative integers. How many? Three negative integers. And 3 is an odd number. We will take another example also. -2, -5, 4, -3, -7. Here there are 4 negative integers. Four is an even number. So you just have to remember only those two things. If the number of negative integers, don't look at the digit, how many negative integers are there, only you have to concentrate on it. If the number of negative integers are odd, then you know most, look here, negative and negative becomes positive. So product of this will be positive because two negative and one positive will make it positive. Then again it is negative, positive, negative will be negative. So answer will be negative. So you have to remember those two things first. If number of negative integers is odd, then the product is negative. If the number of negative integers is odd, means either one negative integer, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. And remember here, not the number, but the number of digits. I mean the negative integers only. What is the integer, that we don't have to concentrate about it. Only how many negative integers are there. So here you saw that 3 negative integers, or there is 5 negative integers, or there is 7 negative integers, then the product will be negative again. And second thing, if number of negative integers is even number, then your product will be positive, because it will make a pair, negative negative become positive, negative negative become positive, and this is already positive. So when the negative numbers are in pair, means in even numbers, then the product will be positive. So that is the very simple thing you have to remember. When we multiply 3 or more negative integers, because we already learned about the 2, but here the 3, when 3 negative integers, answer will be odd. 4 negative integers, answer even, means positive. 5, then it will be odd, it is negative. 7, 6, even number, then it will be positive. So, number of negative integers, only you have to look for it, and then according to that, you have to write down the answer. Your answer is not difficult. Multiplication, you know how to do it. Just you have to multiply 3, multiply 5, 7, 2 and 3. And the final thing is to remember is to put the sign, either positive or negative. So, if the number of negative integers is an odd number, the answer will get the negative sign. And if the number of negative integers is even, then the product will be positive. Means you have to put the positive sign before the answer. We can take the small examples about it also. Like minus 3 multiply by minus 2 multiply by minus 5. So here we don't have to do first 3 2s are 6, 6 5s are 30. You know the answer is 30. But now we have to put the sign. You can see that here 1, 2 and 3, all 3 are negative integers. 3 means odd number. An odd number we already write down, then answer is negative. Let's do more. Minus 2 multiply by minus 3 multiply by minus 5 multiply by minus 1. Here 1, 2, 3 and 4 negative integers. So answer will be positive here. So 2 3s are 6, 6 5s are 30, 1s are 30. So answer is 30. So here, as I told you, you have to remember only there are 2 things. Which 2 things are there? That number of negative integers only you have to see. If it is even or odd, depends the sign. Odd, negative, even, positive. So now you are familiar with the product multiplication of integers. So whatever is the answer, you have to be careful only to put the sign before it. So now you know the multiplication of either the positive integers or the negative integers or the mixture of some positive and some negative integers. Then there will not be a problem with you. Now we will move ahead, and as we learn the properties for the addition and subtraction. Now we are going to learn the same properties but for the multiplication. So we will now learn the properties of multiplication of integers. So now, first is the same like closure property. Closure under multiplication. Closure property means the answer, when we take 2 integers and multiply them, then answer is again a positive integer. It will be again integer, doesn't matter positive or negative. But when we multiply 2 integers, let's see some examples first. Like 5 multiplied by minus 2. You know that 5 2s are 10, positive negative will be negative. And minus 10, so here this is also an integer, this is also integer, and the answer is also an integer. You can take another minus 3 multiply by minus 5, that will be 15. 15 is also an integer. 7 multiply by 0, 0. 0 is again also an integer. It means that when we multiply two integers, then the product is also an integer. So we can say that integers are closed under multiplication. What can we write down here? Integers are closed under multiplication. Means, what is the meaning of it? Means, when we multiply two integers, then their product is again an integer. So, in general, what can we write down? In general, we can say that for any two integers A and B, AB is also an integer. So when you multiply any two integers, the product is also an integer. AB, here AB means A multiplied by B. So if you put the multiplication sign or you don't put, it's the same thing. Sometimes you put dot also, A into B or A cross B. So here the first property says that the integers are closed under multiplication, because when we multiply two integers, the product is also an integer. Now we will understand the second property, and that property is same as we learn in the addition, that is the commutativity. Second property is the commutativity of multiplication. Commutativity of multiplication. Commutativity, it means that when we multiply the two integers, then the order is not important. Like if you take two integers, minus 2 and 5. What is the answer of minus 2 multiplied by 5? Is minus 10. But if you reverse it, 5 multiplied by minus 2, 5 2s are 10, 1 positive, 1 negative, also answer same. It means that you can multiply two integers in any order. The answer will be same. Answer cannot be changed. This is the commutativity property. It means that the integers are commutated for multiplication. So now, what is the property is telling us? That multiplication is commutative, or you can say that integers are commutative for multiplication. You can write down integers are commutative under multiplication. Means we can multiply two integers in any order. In general, we can say that for two integers A and B, A multiplied by B or B multiplied by A, both will be equal. Means A multiplied by B is equal to B multiplied by A. So it is true for any two integers, either both positive or both negative, one positive, one negative, or there may be one zero also can be there. So here the commutativity is very easy. So there are two property only here, and then next property will be later. But before we go to that next property, we have to learn about some special things, and then we will see the associative property, and then the most important is the distributive property, which will be useful in your study in the future also, in the higher standard also. That will be very easier. So now we have to learn about some special things, special multiplication and multiplicative identity. Then we can see the third property. So now multiplication by zero, you can tell it also property, not a problem. So you can say it is the third property. Multiplication with zero or by zero. Now everybody is familiar that when you multiply any number, any integer by zero, we get answer zero. Doesn't matter it is the positive integer or it is a negative integer. We know that the product will be always zero. Minus 3 multiplied by 0 is 0. 0 multiplied by minus 5 is also 0. 7 multiplied by 0 is also 0. And so on. It shows that, therefore we can say that the product of an integer and 0 is always 0. It means that doesn't matter if integer is positive or negative, the product will be 0. So in general we can write down, in general we can say that for any integer a, a multiplied by 0 or 0 multiplied by a, but the answer will be always 0. So it says that when we multiply any number, any integer by 0, the product will be 0 only. So that is also very important thing. that sometimes there is big multiplication is given. Minus 5 multiplied by 12 multiplied by minus 7 multiplied by 0 multiplied by 18. And we don't have to multiply those things all. Why? Because there is a 0 between that. When we multiply anything, so why we must waste our time to multiply 12 by 60, multiply by 70, 7 multiply by 18, then last 0. Because we know that when there is a 0 in the multiplication, the answer will be 0. But if you neglect that, if you forget that, then your time will be wasted. So whenever you do multiplication, please look at the question. Because sometimes to misguide you, the question can be twisted like this. And therefore, be careful that whenever there is a 0 in the multiplication, you don't have to do nothing directly. You can write down the answer 0 and you can give the reason also that we have learned already that multiplication of any integer with 0 is 0 again. The product will be 0. So you don't have to do anything and just final answer you can write down that it is 0. But if you forget that and you will do the multiplication and answer also will be sometimes wrong if you don't see the 0. Then next property is the multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. You already learned when you learn about the addition. Additive identity. We wrote down that when we add 0 to any integer, the answer is the same integer back. Means 0 was the additive identity or identity element for addition. Identity number for addition. Because when we add 0 in any integer, the integer was same again. Answer was the same integer back. So here we have to understand which number is that in multiplication, so that when we multiply any integer with that number, answer will be the same integer again. And I hope everybody know about it, because we start our tables with that ones-a. 17 ones-a 17, 15 ones-a 15, 9 ones-a 9. It means that when you multiply any integer with 1, the answer is the same again. So which is the identity element for multiplication? Obviously it is 1. So we know that minus 5 multiplied by 1 is also minus 5 again. 7 multiplied by 1 is 7. Minus 15 multiplied by 1 is also minus 15 again. So any integer, right? So we can say that this shows that when we multiply any integer with 1, answer is same integer. So we can say that 1 is the multiplicative identity for integers. Or in general also we can write down. In general, we can say that for any integer a multiplied by 1 or 1 multiplied by a will be a itself. This is true for any integers, positive or negative or 0 also, because we know that 0 multiplied by 1 is also 0. So here the multiplication of 1 with any integer give you answer 1. So we can say that 1 is the multiplicative identity. Can minus 1 be also the multiplicative identity? Let's check. When you multiply any number with minus 1, let's see what happens. 7 multiplied by minus 1. Answer is minus 7. Minus 5 multiplied by minus 1. Negative, positive. So here you will see that the digit is coming same, but the sign will be changed. Not the same integer is coming, opposite is coming. It means that minus 1 is not multiplicative identity. Only 1 is the multiplicative identity. So we have to remember, we don't have to mix up in the identities, because previously we learn about the additive identity. Here we learn about the multiplicative identity. So in the MCQ or blank or some questions, 1 mark question, don't get mixed up with these identities. Additive identity is only 0 and multiplicative identity is 1. So keep that thing fixed in your mind, that additive identity means 0. Multiplicative identity is 1 for any integer. So I think that is clear in your mind. And in the next video we will learn about the other 2 properties, and then using these properties, how can we make the multiplication easier? That also we will learn in the next session. If any problem, any confusion, any questions, you can write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.